Shawn Johnson-East and Nastia Liukin, two of the most celebrated Olympic gymnasts of their generation, have recently opened up about the difficult yet ultimately rewarding journey of mending their friendship after an 8-year rift. Their story, shared by Shawn Johnson in an exclusive interview with E! News, reveals the complexities of their relationship, the challenges they faced both personally and professionally, and the remarkable reconciliation that has since brought them closer than ever. The friendship between Shawn and Nastia had always been one of the most public and admired in the world of gymnastics. As teammates at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, where Shawn won gold and Nastia took home gold and silver, the two shared not just a fierce competitive spirit but a deep bond built on mutual respect and shared experiences. However, despite their shared history and achievements, the relationship between them took a painful turn over the years. In the aftermath of the Beijing Olympics, the two gymnasts found themselves at different places in their careers and personal lives. Nastia, who had been the darling of the 2008 Games, struggled with injuries that kept her out of competition for a time. Meanwhile, Shawn, who had gained widespread attention with her Olympic success, transitioned into a career in media, reality television, and public speaking. As the years passed, their paths diverged, and their once close friendship began to fray. Shawn, in her conversation with E! News, admitted that she and Nastia had a falling out during this period, though she was careful to avoid pointing fingers or attributing blame to one party. The nature of the rift was complex, with professional pressures, misunderstandings, and perhaps the strain of navigating life in the spotlight contributing to their estrangement. Both women were young and trying to figure out their identities outside the gym, and the intense competitive nature of the sport didn't make it any easier. Despite the distance that grew between them, Shawn made it clear that there was never any ill will or animosity between them. Rather, it was a matter of their lives taking them in different directions. It was never that we didn't like each other, it was just that we didn't know how to maintain a relationship after everything changed, Shawn explained. The nature of their bond, which had once been so intertwined in the shared pursuit of Olympic glory, had shifted as they grew older and faced new challenges. Over the years, both Shawn and Nastia kept their distance from each other, at times even publicly hinting at their strained relationship. Yet despite the tension, there was always an undercurrent of hope that they might one day reconcile. This hope became a reality when the two women decided to meet again after nearly a decade of silence. Their reunion was not an overnight decision, but rather the result of a series of small steps that both women took toward healing. Shawn revealed that the turning point came after she had her first child, a daughter named Drew, in 2019. The birth of her child changed Shawn's perspective on many things, including her relationships with the people who had shaped her life. In particular, the bond she shared with Nastia, which had once been so important to her, started to feel like something worth rekindling. It was during this period of reflection that Shawn reached out to Nastia, sending a simple message to initiate a conversation. It wasn't about anything big. It was just a "Hey, I've been thinking about you," Shawn shared. This seemingly small gesture was the catalyst for the healing process. Nastia, who had also been reflecting on her own life and the passage of time, responded warmly, and the two women began slowly rebuilding their relationship. The early stages of their reconnection were tentative, marked by small exchanges and cautious conversations. Both Shawn and Nastia were mindful of the past, but they also recognized that the years of distance had given them a unique perspective on each other and their friendship. They now saw each other not just as competitors or former teammates, but as women who had evolved and grown in their own ways. The shared understanding that time had changed them was crucial to their reconciliation. One of the key moments that helped them heal was the recognition that their lives had taken them in very different directions, and that was okay. Shawn and Nastia had both become mothers, and they found common ground in their new roles as parents. Through their children, they rediscovered a sense of shared experience and a deeper connection. The idea of being parents brought a new dimension to their bond, one that transcended the world of gymnastics and allowed them to see each other as individuals, not just as Olympians. Shawn and Nastia also found solace in the fact that they had both endured personal struggles in the years since the Beijing Olympics. For Shawn, the pressures of maintaining her public image while navigating life as a new mother were overwhelming at times. Nastia, too, had faced her own set of challenges, including the end of her gymnastics career and the difficulties of living up to the high expectations that came with being a former Olympic champion. These shared struggles allowed them to empathize with each other in ways that they hadn't been able to before. As they continued to reconnect, Shawn and Nastia found that they not only had a deeper understanding of one another, but also a renewed sense of respect. The competitive edge that had once defined their relationship was now replaced by a more mature and compassionate understanding. They both acknowledged the role they had played in each other's lives and recognized that, while their paths had diverged, their shared history was still something worth celebrating. By the time Shawn and Nastia made their reconciliation public, they had already spent significant time rebuilding their friendship in private. Their reunion was not just about burying the past, but about moving forward with a renewed sense of understanding and trust. As they spoke about their journey, both women emphasized the importance of forgiveness and the value of allowing time to heal old wounds. Shawn's experience with Nastia had taught her that relationships, even those that seem broken, can be repaired with patience, empathy, and open communication. She reflected on how easy it is to let misunderstandings fester, but how much more rewarding it is to confront them and find a way forward. It was about not holding on to the past, Shawn said, and realizing that we could grow together, even after all these years. For Nastia, the reconciliation also represented an opportunity to make peace with the past and embrace the future. She spoke about how their renewed friendship had helped her find closure on a chapter of her life that she had struggled to let go of. It was never about winning or losing, Nastia said. It was about growing and understanding each other. And that's what we've done. Their story has resonated with many who have experienced similar rifts in their own relationships, especially those that are shaped by shared experiences and competitive environments. Shawn and Nastia's journey is a reminder that even the closest of friendships can be tested, but with time, effort, and a willingness to forgive, they can be restored. In the years since their reconciliation, Shawn and Nastia have become more than just gymnasts to each other. They have become lifelong friends who understand the highs